Hey, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Chastity. Here we talk about beauty, entertainment, celebrities, books, movies, animes, TV shows, and kind of anything else that garners my attention this week. And today, we're going to talk about everything surrounding Michael B. Jordan, his new rum company, and the backlash he's getting from the Trinidadian community. Now, before we get into this video, though I am West Indian, I am not Trini. So, for a lot of the thoughts and opinions I'm going to be expressing in this video, just know that I have been sitting back and listening to a lot of Trinidadian people and hearing their side and how they feel about it. I do feel like I can empathize with the Trinidadian people on this topic, and I'm going to try to represent their side the best I can as a fellow West Indian. So if you've been on my channel for any length of time, you've known that I've always stated when he is brought up, or even when he's not necessarily needed to be brought up, that I dislike Michael B. Jordan. It's very strong, and I feel like I should probably explain that in this video, because what better video to explain my dislike for Michael B. Jordan, because I do get asked that a lot when I do slightly bring up the fact that I can't stand that man. Now, I want it to be known that I didn't always used to hate Michael B. Jordan. I actually found it very commendable that he was such a bad actor, but he was still able to book the major franchises he was able to get into. Because I just found it so interesting that we could have a black man be as mediocre as Michael B. Jordan, but still get booked like the white people. And I feel like for at the time, that was great. Because I feel like there was a point in time for black male actors where there really wasn't any new and up-and-coming black male actors, and it was really just Michael B. Jordan that was like the most recognizable name, and then not really anyone else bubbling to the surface. That was at a time where if you were asking black women, you know, their crushes, they were still naming Idris Elba and like Denzel Washington. Now you're asking young black girls and we can name you 15 names off the top of our head, right? The landscape of black male actors looks completely different in 2021 than it did when Michael B. Jordan was becoming more of a household name, right? I feel like if you were aware of that, you were aware of that. So like when we were doing fan casting and you needed a black male actor, it was very easy to just put Michael B. Jordan's name there. But now we don't really need Michael B. Jordan anymore. We've moved past that. We have, like I've said before, a lot of great black male actors right now who are very talented and well trained and can act their asses off and can actually, you know, do these roles justice. But because Michael B. Jordan is so big, he's getting put into a lot of movies and a lot of franchises I don't think he needs to be in. I feel like Michael B. Jordan is always the worst actor in everything he's in. Like in Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan is the worst actor of that entire movie. Every single person in that like movie can outact him and eats him up in every single scene. And the issue with that is because he plays such a significant role, his bad acting gets more blaringly obvious the more times you rewatch Black Panther, which is why for me personally Black Panther has no replay value, because every time I'm watching it I'm just stuck on how bad of an actor Michael B. Jordan is. Like he's next to people who are younger than him, who are out acting him, people who are the same age as him out acting him, people with less on their resumes than him out acting him. And it is so hard for me to rewatch that movie because I'm just stuck on the fact that he's such a bad actor. And then it just takes the joy out of the movie for me. So I will always hate him for that. The Creed series is not good. Like, it's good if you were to take Michael B. Jordan out of it, but because it's all about him, watching him not being able to act out of a paper bag is really difficult. Cause it's, you know, your acting is bad if I think Tessa Thompson is out acting you, because I don't think Tessa Thompson can act either, but that's a whole different story. But it's like, he has ruined so many movies for me. And again, I'm getting really tired of him now being the first choice actor for black male actors when there are so many more talented people than him. Like, they were talking about like a black Superman and everyone's like, yeah, let's talk about Michael B. Jordan. And it's like, this man cannot act. He can't do it, and we don't need him anymore. Again, we have so many talented black male actors right now. from Ray Fisher all the way to John Boyega. There's too many people for y'all to still feel like we need to put Michael B. Jordan in anything. I think he should be producing. I think he'll do a great job at producing as long as he keeps dark skinned characters dark skinned. Looking at you, Raising Dion. But anyways, I have just so much animosity towards him just because he is getting roles I believe he does not deserve. Not because he hasn't put in the time, but because with all of this time, the acting has not gotten better. My mother is a Wire stan. And when I told her Michael B. Jordan was Wallace, she could not believe it. One, because Wallace is probably the most forgettable out of all of the kids. And my mom was very adamant to say that even at that time, Michael B. Jordan was the least impressive child actor from The Wire. And his acting has not gotten much better from Days of Our Lives to that found footage, like superhero-esque movie to like the Fantastic Four. He's just not good. And he's given opportunities he doesn't deserve anymore. Again, back then when we didn't have many prominent young black male actors, cool, sure, fine. It was cool that he was mediocre and still getting roles. But now we have talented black men. Let's give talented black men the jobs they deserve. Michael B. Jordan don't deserve none of these jobs. He don't. He simply don't. And I won't argue with you about it because I know it to be fact. And I'm not fighting your opinion with my facts. Plain and simple. I'm so sorry. I'm not, but I'm sorry, but I'm not. Stop fan casting Michael B. Jordan in everything. As a society, we no longer need Michael B. Jordan to be the black filler for anything anymore. We got too many talented black men for y'all to still be saying his name for major roles. Stop it. The man cannot act. It's really sad. It's what? How many years of acting and no progression? It's scary. It needs to stop. The Michael B. Jordan industrial complex stops today. So on Juneteenth of all days, Michael B. Jordan posted on his IG the launch of his new Juve rum. If you do not know what Juve is, I'm going to give a very simple explanation on what it is. Juve is a part of Carnival. It coincides with the emancipation of slaves in the 1830s. It's very spiritual. It's a celebration of freedom. It's a celebration of no longer being enslaved. It holds a lot of significance, mainly to the Trinidadian people. Now, with the cultural context of Juve, I think we could fully all understand why Trinidadian people feel the way they feel about this specific name being used for the rum. Also, if you're unaware, like, rum plays a very significant part in West Indian culture. The West Indies is where rum is made. At least all the good rum. If it's good rum, it's made on an island, right? It's any rum made from states, disgusting, don't drink it. No, don't do it to yourself. Good rum is from the West Indies. And when you think about all of the racist names and stereotypes being thrown onto Caribbean people during colonialism because of rum, you can also understand why, Caribbean people don't like the idea that a Yankee is using the word Juve for their rum brand, right? Like, I feel like we can all agree that, like, there's a reason to be upset when you think of the cultural context of it all and break it all down with how West Indian people have been treated for making the rum. And, being called rum heads and other really derogatory names. And then to see a black American do it, everyone's just like, oh my God, this is so great, this is so amazing. It stings a little. Now, using the word Juve definitely had a lot of Trinidadian people bothered and slightly upset. But I think where Trinidadian people got vexed was in the trademarking of the word Juve. Now, I want it to be known that, like, Michael B. Jordan's and his partner who has ties to Trinidad, that doesn't make it okay. I think you need to understand that, like, having family in Trinidad and then growing up in Trinidad are two separate things. Like, let's not pretend like it's the same thing. It's not. But the trademark is only for alcohol slash rum. So that just means there cannot be another alcohol slash rum brand named Juve, right? But the celebrations can still be called that. There is no issue with like trademarking anything else. It's just for alcohol. No alcohol brand can be named Juve. But in that trademark, it states the wording Juve has no meaning in a foreign language, which we all know is absolutely false. That section of the trademark is really what got Trinidadian people vexed, because you're saying one thing in your trademark that it holds no, meaning in a foreign language, which is a fucking lie. But in the PR he sends out, there is an explanation on what Juve means. So clearly it means something in a foreign language. Now I feel like maybe the issue is foreign language, and like maybe America doesn't view patois as, or Creole as, another language, but that's another story. That's another conversation. But like, to say that and then in your PR explain what Juve means. If you have to explain what the word means, that means it has a meaning in a foreign language. I do not appreciate Black American people trying to tell Trinidadian people that it's not a big deal and it's not an issue because Michael B. Jordan is Black American. And it's not okay because Michael B. Jordan is Black American. That does not absolve him of any issues. That doesn't absolve him from his crimes because he's Black American. What he did, it was wrong. Because out of all of the things you could have named your brand, you picked the one word that probably holds the most cultural significance to Trinidadian people. Juve. Did you really have to name the brand Juve? Especially to do that and then purposefully announcing it on Juneteenth, the day that Black American people were emancipated and free. You cannot tell me that was not purposeful and calculated. I'm sorry, you can't. And I just feel like with the word being what it is, and then in the trademark stating that it holds no meaning in another language, is a slap in the face. It is disrespectful to the Trinidadian people. And again, because your business partner has roots to Trinidad, is not the same thing as him growing up and living in Trinidad himself. Let's stop. Also, like, I think like the logo, it's supposed to be Trinidad and Tobago, but there's 3 islands, and Trinidad and Tobago is 2 islands. Don't know who decided that was a cute idea. As well as I saw in like the PR, there was like sugar cubes in there, and I'm just like, the sugar fields? Is that what you were trying to tie it? Michael Jordan's going to hell for that one. Whoever's decision it was to put sugar cubes in the PR is going to hell, okay? Because we making references back to the sugarcane fields. Why? On Juneteenth, why? Simply why? This is a great example as to why Black people being capitalist won't save our communities, right? Because Black capitalists do the same predatory behaviors as white capitalists, but they're usually targeting Black people. That is why it's not like having Black CEOs in the music industry doesn't do much, because we've seen what people like Birdman and Diddy have done, signing other Black people who didn't know better to these horrible deals and taking all their money. There's a reason why there's people who've had hits and were signed to major Black labels and are working at fucking Kroger. Okay? Black capitalists are not inherently better than white capitalists. It's even worse because they are usually always targeting other Black people. And this is a great example of Black capitalism, because he took rum that has such a huge significance in West Indian culture. He took a name, probably the most culturally significant word in Trinidadian patois, and he named his brand after it, trademarked it, and said the word has no actual meaning. That is something predatory and disgusting that a white person would do, and we're getting it from a Black person. And I feel like the Black American people who are trying to like get behind it, the Rock Nation brunch Twitter people, are gross and disgusting. Because these are the people that genuinely believe that capitalism is what will save us somehow, and it won't. I feel like people like that are not looking for liberation. They're looking to be in the spaces and in the place of white people so they can do what white people do to them to someone else. That's personally how I feel about people like that whose views on black liberation is all money based. They don't want freedom. They want to be able to oppress people like white people can. That's a whole separate video that I might do one day. Who knows? But just know, y'all don't want better for us. You just want to be white people. Next, moving past it, moving past it. Now, Nicki Minaj got to her Instagram and she made a statement about the whole situation, which I think is appropriate because she's probably the most well-known Trinidadian American celebrity we have. So I think it was really important for her to speak. She had posted a screenshot of somebody's comment about the whole situation and basically boiling it down to the fact that it's not just a word. It has so much cultural significance to West Indian people, in particular Trinidadian people, and it's about the emancipation and the freedom they experienced after slavery. And Nikki has stated under it, I'm sure Michael B. Jordan didn't intentionally do anything he thought Korean people would find offensive, but now that you are aware, change the name, continue to flourish and prosper. And I feel like maybe the reason why they thought they weren't going to get any backlash is because West Indian people are very welcoming to outsiders into our cultures, sometimes a little too welcoming. That's my opinion. Usually, there really isn't an issue with people participating in various carnivals and things like that. But I think the issue is in the trademark stating that this word has no meaning. And this is probably one of the most meaningful words in patois. I think it just might be. So to say that and then use the word, it feels very disrespectful, and it definitely feels like a slap in the face to Trinidadian people and other West Indian people who were emancipated from slavery. Honestly, the best course of action is to change the name, even though I don't think anyone is ever going to drink the rum. I don't think anyone's going to drink the rum to begin with. Celebrity liquor don't really hit the way it used to. This isn't the mid 2000s, and this isn't Ciroc. I don't really think anyone wants to drink rum from Michael B. Jordan, but that's my opinion. Hey, as today, Wednesday, June 23rd, Michael B. Jordan has issued an apology and has decided to rename the brand. I am very happy that he decided to listen to the Trinidadian people and change the name. Again, I don't feel it's right to silence the voices of Trinidadian people just because Michael B. Jordan is black. Again, black people can just be as predatory as white people when it comes to capitalism. Again, let's look at Diddy and everything he's done. Let's look at Birdman and everything he's done. Khalees literally told us that Pharrell stole her money. This is the thing. Black capitalists are just as bad as white people, and they're not better because they're black. No, the issue is capitalism regardless of race. And this is a great example of black capitalism doing it wrong. So that's pretty much it. What is your opinion on the whole situation? Do you think Michael B. Jordan has a right to use that name? Do you think he doesn't? What are your thoughts, opinions on this whole situation? Also, who is that one celebrity that you absolutely hate? I would like to know because, like I said before, mine is Michael B. Jordan. I've hated him for a very long time. So who is your celebrity you hate the most? And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.